What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I finally got my mic a little bit closer. I am Cool Jules, and this is Chris, the show Simko, and our special guest of the evening over there, afternoon over here, the gasoline cowboy himself, with the official PTG nickname, Mr. Raging Ray Hendy. What is good, brother?
All good, buds. All good, guys. All good.
I thought that was a cigarette in your hand.
That's awesome. Thanks, Jules.
Raging Ray Hendy. I think that's a proper nickname for it, because based on half the shit that you be saying. Right. Damn, man, it's good to have you here. I see you got the little double B 33 in the background there.
Yeah, it has to be, but
you say Justin
That's
Bieber?
Right.
Is that what you said, Justin Bieber? I would have thought the same thing.
No, I say it has to be. Sorry, it has to be.
I thought you
to
said
be.
Justin
Yeah,
Bieber.
yeah.
I was like, oh,
No,
that was a good
it
one.
has to be Brad Bender. That's it.
What? Justin Bieber. I won't be surprised if that motherfucker fucking races bikes too. He seems to do fucking everything. But
Yeah, he does.
so South Africa, stand up, because Brad Bender did phenomenal this year. Obviously, he can improve next year, and I think he will. But what is your take on Mr. Double B 33, Mr. Ray Hendy?
I think he's going to be fantastic this year. Really. I think his teammate is going to help him. I think Jack's a great guy. Jack's a shoe-in to Red Bull. He's a shoe-in to Red Bull. He's going to do all the crazy shit for Red Bull. And Brad doesn't like doing that kind of thing maybe as much, but I think Jack's a shoe-in to Red Bull, and I think they're going to kick ass this year, definitely.
I thought they were a match
Yeah, I
made in
agree
heaven.
with you. I do too, because I think the ride styles are very similar. And I think they're going to gel well together and make that magic happen. And honestly, dude, I think Bender's going to push Miller in a way Miller ain't been pushed before.
You motherfucker.
I don't mean like that. I mean as far as riding a KTM, because when you watch Brad Bender ride, man, he's magical. He really is. And I think that he is the leader at KTM, obviously, to me. And I think Shuey, Miller is gonna fit in just well, just like what Ray just said, right? I think it's gonna be a phenomenal season, and hopefully that. And I said this before, so KTM did the right thing by putting Bender directly on the 2023 bike instead of the 2022 bike, because now they got a direct comparison between the championship winning bike and their new.
Yeah, they put Jack. They put Jack straight onto the new bike, so
Right.
Jack didn't have just a thing to ride around on. He had what Brad was riding, and for that, so that Jack could get a honest opinion about the bike, and that was brilliant of them. I mean, and it seemed like he was happy. They never talked too much, but it seemed like he was happy. So.
Yeah, absolutely. He was happy. But it's also before Christmas, so he's limited on what he can actually say because he's still contracted to Ducati until January 1st. So even though he's able to ride the bike and give a little bit of insight, but it's nothing like he's able to do in January.
Right.
So
right. I saw the pictures like the still frames of Mr. Thriller Miller on the KTM. And it's like you could, or not pictures, but there's like little clippets on Instagram, seeing some of the riders do their testing. Alex Rins looks like he's about to fall off the shit, but Jack Miller looked like, again, like a match made in heaven. He looked so confident on the machinery, and I'm just like, damn, how good are the 2023s now? Ooh, KTM is about to be.
Yeah, I was looking at this, and the guy that killed me at the test was you were saying Mir, one of the guys on the Honda. He was creaming it. One of the Suzuki guys.
Mir.
Mir. Or
No, not
Rins?
Mir.
Rins then. Yeah,
Rins was bending the hell out of that Honda. He was spinning it out of corners. He was sliding it into corners. He was going great on that bike.
He was. And he looked more comfortable than.
He was very comfy. He was. I promise you, there was dark lines. They've got a list of dark lines of him coming out of corners. He was going like hell.
I agree.
I think the guy with the biggest smile that came out of those preseason tests, preseason tests was Little Marquez, Alex Marquez. Alex Marquez just married that Ducati. He's married to that Ducati. You're going to have to pry him off there with a fucking crowbar.
Yeah, he does look really good.
It was just instantly gelled.
Interesting.
So that was awesome. Because the boy's been miserable for the last 2 years.
I mean, let's face it, right? All the Honda boys been miserable the past 2 years.
Yeah. Everyone on these fucking
shit. Further back than that, let's just be honest, right? The Honda boys been miserable for a long time. I mean, let's just keep it real, right? Because the only person that's been able to win the championship is Marquez. So without Mark Marquez in 2013, where would Honda be?
They're going nowhere.
Right.
They're going nowhere.
For real, because they put all their eggs in one basket with Mr. Mark, and Yamaha did the same thing too. We talk about it on the show a lot, about how like teams outside of Ducati are throwing way too much on one rider, depending way too much on one rider. However, it has worked to the benefit to Honda for a few years, can't lie, and then it sort of worked to the benefit of Yamaha. For Fabio, but then look how that turned out. Dude looked like a god.
Yeah, but it's short gains.
Short gains, exactly. Dude looked like a god like the first few races, and then after the break, that shit went downhill.
But it's always like that. When things go well, they go great. When things are shit, then just all the things seem to happen in threes, and it just falls down like falling down stairs. It's like, and that's what happened to them. And that's almost what's happening to Yamaha.
Yeah.
Yamaha have got this new technician guy. They say he's actually built a motor already. Mm-hmm. No one's spoken about it. No one's seen it. Apparently Fabio rode it, but the electronics were all fucked up, so he didn't get to feel what it felt like. So
yeah,
we'll see. And it's a Ducati procession. The funniest fucking thing I've seen today was a Facebook post about someone, I think it was the Yamaha boss, saying that they're not happy with the 8 Ducatis. No shit. I'm sure Honda and Aprilia, everyone feels like they're not fucking happy with 8 Aprilias or 8 Ducatis on the grid.
It's fucking horrible.
I'm sure everybody had to do a vote, man, in order to allow one manufacturer to have that many bikes on there. I'm sure it had to go through some type of process, right? It had to be, and it had to be a majority of vote, I'm sure. But Ray, man, tell us about Gasoline Cowboys.
Oh,
I started Gasoline Cowboys just because we were in lockdown, and there was nothing else to do, and Rob Portman and them at a show, and they were getting a few guys, and we were talking shit. And I thought, hell, why not? And
why not start?
I don't know. It's not a big site. Like I still can't believe I'm talking to you guys. I mean, I think there's like
talking to you.
500 people on my site. But no, it's a lot of fun. I just enjoy it. I've been a fan. After I've spoken to Chris, I've been a fan since 1990. We were lucky enough in this country to have had. We were able to watch on our national broadcaster. They used to show MotoGP like since 1989.
Right.
And we used to watch Doohan and Korea and Schwantz and all those guys. We were so lucky. And when you look back on it now, you have to pay a couple of grand to watch these things. And we were watching it for free in South Africa. Like South Africa might be shit. It wasn't that shit then. But we were watching that, and I've been watching MotoGP forever. So yeah. That's basically how I started. When I watched these guys talk about it, I thought at some stage we can maybe talk about these things, get it together like they do.
Mm-hmm.
But It's just fun. It's just fun. It's just so cool being able to talk to people from all over the place and sharing their views and opinions and seeing where the guys are from. It's fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing we're doing. We did this thing to talk to mostly Americans because, like, we want to promote our home sport. But the thing is, barely any Americans respond to us, and it's always the guys outside the pond that are like, yo, we'll be on your show, mate. And I'm like, yeah, fine. And then they actually follow because Chris is usually the communicator with them, and they get to Chris very, very timely. The Americans are fucking slacking with us.
I don't know how Chris works. Like, Chris, when do you work?
Chris is working right now.
Yeah, I'm working right now, man. I'm fortunate that I have a boss that supports my podcast, our podcast, being Jules. That I can do it at work when I have European guests and South African guests, and he's in full support. Matter of fact, he's the one that bought the microphone for me that I'm speaking on right now because he got tired of my little ear pods and my sound issues. So, but I work a normal job, 8 to 4. I'm a manager at a spot called Two Wheel Morgue here in Roanoke, Virginia. We're a motorcycle. We're not a dealership, but we are a wholesaler, I'll say, right? So we sell boots, gloves, helmets, jackets, body parts. I mean, we got a yard sale. You can come on out and check our yard sale. So, but my two bosses, they are amazing. So yeah, I do work. I get that asked a lot because, I'm always interacting with people on Pendergast Facebook all the time. And
yeah, you do. That's awesome.
Yeah. And trying to do, like, I've been trying to figure out the Facebook live videos, right? I know how to go on live, but I'm having trouble on a computer format, like, because it's laid out so different, trying to see how I can invite people and to do a live chat just to me more personal connect with them than just me talking and them watching and them just typing something down, right? I just feel like it's just a better way to connect and make them feel like they're part of us because they are. And I just want to show the love, man. It's just a way to do it. So
yeah, man. Yeah, that's what we do, man. We're just a bunch of fuckwits with an avenue to talk about things. Some of it, most of it, is in the favor of Chris. A few people have come after me for some shit that I'd be saying. Because Ray, I don't know if you know, but I have a reputation in the community now for saying a rider is trash and not being afraid. Huh?
A writer.
Yeah.
A rider, like
a motorcycle rider.
A motorcycle rider.
Like calling people out for being shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why shouldn't you?
That's what I'm saying.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
I mean, everyone gives their best, but at some stage, you just have to call it and say, dude, you're not cutting it. And there's a bunch of them in MotoGP and Moto2 and Moto3. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
That just shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And I'm all for giving people chances, but I was listening to a Formula One guy saying, why are we giving rookies all this gap when we could be winning championships with proven guys?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense in a way. I know the rookies need to step up and do that, and there's only one way to do it.
Right.
But the guys are going in maybe a different route where they're saying that, you know what, this is costing us a lot of money, and maybe we should be looking at guys that can give us results.
Right.
That's what KTM did.
Yeah, that's true.
That's for sure what KTM did with their satellite team as well, going the other way on the gas team.
That's why they got
they
pulled back.
To give results. KTM have admitted themselves to saying that they have maybe not wasted the careers, but they have set back the careers of a couple of guys, and we know that. And they have done it. It's the truth.
Yeah.
And
I think that's awesome of them, KTM, to come out and say what everybody already knew what was happening, right? But just to come out and admit what you did and move forward from it, and hopefully they don't shit on nobody else here going forward, which I don't believe they will. So, yeah, hats off to KTM.
And like
what they should be doing is having a Formula One thing where they give rookies a wild card.
Yeah,
but the rookie has to have done a certain amount of tests or something to be confident with the bike, and then give him a wild card. If he comes last, it's fine. But on a third bike, not on their bike, on a third bike, and just let him taste it, and then gradually bring them in. You know what I mean? Not throw them in the deep end. I mean, Darren was in the deep end.
He did pretty well.
Remy was in the deep end. His mate Fernandez was in the deep end. And, you know, to throw somebody into that and expect them to perform in a year, if it was a 2-year contract, by all means, but in a year, geez, dude, you don't learn to ride a MotoGP bike in a year.
No. Yeah, they're trying to find the next fucking Fabio Quartararo, because when Fabio had his rookie year and he was just fucking killing it, so everyone's kind of just desperate, because I feel like now that these staple riders for certain brands are getting old, they're getting older. The generation is slowly being flushed out. So like your Marquezes of the world, your Espargaros of the world, they're getting older. So now everyone is like trying to freaking scramble to find the next big thing, and they're giving little chances to these rookies, yo.
I was so scared Pedro Acosta was going to get dragged into that shit show, and he himself.
I'm so glad he didn't. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm glad that he did stay. He'll have another year under his belt, and next year he's I'll put him in for the championship for sure in Moto 2, hands down.
Moto 2 is going to be a fucking party next year.
Right.
I cannot wait for Moto 2. I cannot wait. It's going to be a shit show. It's
going to be.
I can't wait for just the American team with one fucking American.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean.
Who's the one American?
Sean Dillon Kelly. I mean, we have Joe Roberts, but he doesn't count.
Yeah, Sean Dillon Kelly. He's the only guy in the Moto America team.
Yeah,
that's John Hopkins'
Moto 2 team.
Yeah.
John Hopkins is part of that team. Yes.
Yep. And then
who's the other guy?
Rory Skinner. He's not even American.
Shout out to Rory, but he come from British Superbike, man. I'm telling you, listen, I'm a huge fan of British Superbike racing, man. Those guys over there are fucking epic and phenomenal. Absolutely. They would have no issue coming to our Moto America series straight up and being a fucking front runner. I promise you.
BSB is the master of bike racing.
Yes.
British Superbike, that bump handlebars, they fuck each other up. They don't give a shit. I love it.
Yeah, because they don't have 2 inches of space to do so.
just like us, right? But their electronics are they don't have electronics like we have, right? So they don't barely have any traction control or any of that shit. They take all that off.
A straight raw bike.
So, it's back to the old school, the rider.
Yep.
Right? With minimum electronic assistance.
No ABS brakes, no cruise control,
no heated grips,
no
vibrators, no butt plug vibrator seats, all that shit is gone.
What else? What else do like new bikes come with nowadays? It's like the heated
grips,
fucking
cruise auto control, blippers, quick shifters,
collision warning systems. Fuck that! That's coming to MotoGP. Have you heard that
collision warning system?
Yeah.
Yo, that shit is wild. I feel like we've been Chris, we've been talking about this for like the last 3 weeks. Is like the evolution of a motorcycle. Like it's not the same as like riding like a straight raw motorcycle. I mean, I have an 07, so it's not like as raw as you can get, I guess. But I have no traction control. I have no ABS. I have none of that stuff. So maybe I have somewhat of an idea. But the bikes nowadays, the freaking 400s have all that shit, wheelie canceling mechanics. Like what the fuck, wheelie control? I'm like, who's wheeling a 400?
Well, so like Japan released the new CBR 600R, and it's only sold in Japan, and it's the only 600 that's got wings on it, and it's got an auto blipper, and it's got a quick shifter. Yes, it is mental. It tracks control. It's got the whole 9 on a 600.
Why?
So yeah, but it's only sold in Japan.
Why?
So,
yeah, just
fuck. I don't know.
Just give them. They should have the option of like a base model bike without all that shit, and it's just straight raw bike. Because I remember when I first went to a dealership, right? So 2020, peak COVID, I had nothing to do. I was getting checks from the government for not working, which was freaking awesome. Like I don't know, Chris, if you got those stimulus checks and shit
brother,
like that?
man, I worked the whole time.
You worked?
Yeah, I worked the whole time, man. I'm in the motorcycle industry, man. I work. Shoot, we even though we don't service bikes, right? So we sell a lot of stuff on eBay, and we got our own website and stuff. So I stay busy with shipping, and we got customers that come in, and so yeah, I work through it all, man. I ain't scared of coronavirus, man. Fuck that bullshit.
I was not about being scared. I took.
If I don't work, I don't eat.
Fuck all that. I didn't wear no mask. I'm like, okay, whatever. If I gotta wear a mask, then I don't need to shop here. Now where's everybody with a mask at?
Yeah, that's true. We took advantage of the government assistance package here, right? That they were giving us unemployment, which is I think 20% of what we earned, plus an extra $600 a week. So I was making nearly $1,000 a week. I don't know what's that converted to your currency, but like
that's about 20,000 rand a week. That's $1,000. 80,000 rand. Yeah. Come on, tell you what, you can buy a K7000 G6R with 80 grand in this country now. Good second-hand bike.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I did. So walking into the dealership, man, just wide-eyed. I've never ridden a bike before. Or I've never ridden a motorcycle before. And I walk into the dealership, and the first thing that caught my eye was this beautiful. At least I thought it was beautiful back then. Was the 2019 ZX6R, and it came in orange, and I thought that was such a sexy bike. And then when I look at it, I was like, that shit is kind of ugly, because the Kawasaki in orange. So I get on the bike, and it's right next to another ZX6R.
But Jules, it's not the color of the dress; it's what she looks like when her clothes are off.
Oh, that's true.
What color were panties?
Exactly.
So I was like, yo, this is dope. But there was such a price discrepancy, right? The one next to the one that I liked, so the one next to the orange one was about like $3,000 more, and I was like, why? It's the same exact fucking bike. Oh, because this one has cruise control, this one has traction control, ABS, wheelie.
Oh, it's the ladies model.
Yeah,
it's the ladies.
Yo,
model.
so I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna need something like that because it's gonna keep me safe. And then this is what, shout out to Jack at Power Motorsports, Power Sports in Westchester. He tells me, he's like, Julius, what the fuck? Why do you need all that? You don't need all that. It's a motorcycle. You fall. No amount of electronics is gonna help you. And right when he said that, I was like, fuck this. I'm just gonna get a bare bones like bike, no assist. I don't need none of that shit, because he's right. At the end of the day, you fall. That bike is not gonna fucking save your life. So I'm sure these electronics are good maybe when you're like in terrible riding conditions, like so much like gravel and rain and da. But if you can't pace yourself through all that, hey, you shouldn't be on a bike, homie. Like, that's what I think.
I've never ridden a bike with any electronics. I haven't had a bike for a while. I have not. I've ridden a GS 1200 once around the parking lot, and it had ABS on, and I drove it halfway around the ground, and I gave it back to the owner. I said, fuck this shit. I can't. I ride off-road, and those years we used to ride Katanas and GS1000s, and GSXR 750s. There was not electronic. The electronic was the fucking button that you push to start it.
That's it. And the key, the ignition key to turn it on. That's it.
Yeah, it was cool. You put it on, and there's a whole lot of flashy LEDs that tell you how fast you go. That was fucking it.
Yeah, but
we actually had a manual choke back then. We had a choke the bike back then. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
freaking the CBR 1000 RR Fireblade SP R. That shit comes keyless, and it pissed everybody off.
I wouldn't be able to ride it. I swear to God, I wouldn't be able to ride it. If they parked one here and said, "Here it is," I'd have to go and Google how to ride the motherfucker. I swear.
Honestly, though, I like the keyless option. My 2011 ZX6R, I'm getting ready to make keyless.
It's keyless.
I'm getting ready to make it keyless. So is the gas tank. It's just easy, man, and convenient, man. I can just stick my key in my pocket, and I ain't got to fucking worry about it. And I
wouldn't like keyless.
I can make it to a way to where you gotta know how to do it where it's at to even start it. So,
do you know why I don't like keyless, Chris? Because when you're standing in front of the pub, or why I would like the keyless, when you're standing in front of the pub and you're trying to get your key into the fucking hole to get the bike started, you get way less scratches on your bike with the keyless.
That's true. That's true. You know how long it took me to get you. I mean, my bike is the key, but my car is keyless. You know how long it took me to get used to pushing a button and not trying to jam the fucking key fob into the dashboard? It took me so long. So imagine a bike if it's keyless and I just take out my fob and just accidentally swing. Oh shit! Oh, I forgot it was keyless. God damn! Because the new CBR came with it, and one of the guys from 44 Teeth, he was like, "Nah, I hate this shit because I can't." He's wearing like he was wearing a one piece, and he's like, "I don't know where the fuck to put my keys," so I think he put it in his junk.
Yeah. Shout out to 44 Teeth, Alistar and Brian. You guys are epic.
Dude, 44 Teeth they're living the dream, right? Not only do they get paid to talk about motorcycles, but they get paid to ride these shits at full speed on a fucking track.
Well, Alistar, he actually raced in British Superbike. He worked at Performance Bike Magazine or Fast Bike. I can't remember. I had them both, but he was a road test editor and rider there for a long time, and he raced. And so yeah, he's super fast and super quick, man. He's got a lot of knowledge and ridden a lot of fucking motorcycles. And yeah, we want him on the pod for sure.
Do we want him? I also want like Michael Gilbert too.
I want everybody.
I want everybody. We need more South Africans.
That's what's nice when we talk about those guys. It's so cool because you get insights that you don't hear from everybody else.
Yeah,
I know guys like Rob and Donovan and those guys have raced plenty. They'll tell you when they get onto a bike. They'll tell you when they do road tests of bike. I love Boris's road tests, and they're awesome because he's just out on the road and he's telling you how comfy it is and this is what he wants and those kind of things from guys that actually fucking ride. Yeah, there's so many journalists so many bikes get thrown down their throats that they run out of shit to say about them and they stop saying the right things.
Yeah. It's funny, right? Because actually Donovan, I seen a thing post on Facebook the other day where he won was it 2013 or 2011?
Battle of the Twins.
2011, battle. Yes. So I hit him up on Messenger. I was like, dude, this is epic, bro. Congratulations. He's like, yeah, man, thanks. Blah, blah, blah. Shout out to Donovan because he's epic too. So, yeah, dude, he is. Donovan, yeah, they all can ride. You're right. And thank you, Ray, because without Mr. Ray Hendy right here, everybody that's watching this beautiful man right here, we wouldn't have Donovan on, right? So thank you, Ray. Seriously,
has his podcast come through yet? Did you get him to fix the other one?
Yeah, so we had a technical issue with his. So this fucking outlet that we use, Riverside, come on, man, we're working our favor. But like 70% of his shit was working, and then like when it came towards like I guess the apex to what he says toward the end, it like cuts off. And I'm just like, fuck.
We're gonna reshoot it.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna reshoot, and it's gonna be on better audio quality now, because he has his shit. Me and Chris have our shit, so it's gonna be great. Everything in terms of the quality, when everything goes right, the quality of what we have now has skyrocketed since when we first started. Hell, it's skyrocketed since it was 3 weeks ago. I'll tell you that. Like everything has just gotten so much better. Editing has gotten so much easier. Now I edit those intros like a fucking pro now. So it's like the intros, man, like I put so much detail and effort into those things. So when people would watch it,
I seen the one you did the other day with the bikes in the front. That was awesome.
Yeah. So I filmed that. I filmed that here in New York in the mountains. And like I was just trying to show people that, like, hey, not only do I do the whole podcasting thing, but I also make videos. And then right now, I think tonight I'm gonna get a camera, like an actual like real camera, and then I can finally shoot actual film cinematic like motorcycle videos once the weather decides to calm down. Because right now it is freezing outside, bro. You don't even know.
Yeah.
So. Now,
well, it's awesome. I mean, you guys have got so many great people on in the last while. It's been amazing. I love it. It's awesome. It feels like it's been so short. It's like in the last 5 months, it's like you've got all these guys. It's just
bam, bam, bam,
skyrocket.
Oh, Chris, man, it's all fucking. It's all the show here.
I appreciate
the show
it.
Puts on the show for us.
Man. Yeah, thank you. I'm humble. Thank you.
I'm just the guy behind the mic and the keyboard, just yelling at people for how much they suck. That's all my job is. I literally have a specific role. Chris is the guy that brings all the rational thoughts together, and Chris has his moments too where he's just like, nah, that guy is fucking ass.
Yeah.
But that barely slips out of his mouth. With me, it happens all the time, especially when we were on the podcast with I don't know if you know him, Dustin Coiner. He's also a big member of our PTG page. He has his own channel called Track Days on YouTube, and we were
Spotify
on it
now,
and Spotify now, and we were on it, and we were just being fucking complete idiots. Mainly me, but it was just
we had a mega time.
It was fun, man.
Yeah,
it was fun. I'm trying to get your fucking cousin Matthew Skoltz on here.
Yeah, that guy doesn't know how to answer a phone, man.
Peterson,
he's useless,
bro. I've been.
Not even his mother can phone him. He's fucking useless. You're gonna have to go to him and jump on his head and stick a microphone in his ass and attack him with a truck.
Because when I was in New Jersey, which is one of the Moto America tracks that is about like 2.5 hours from me, I was walking, and then I was like, "Oh shoot, it's Matthew Skoltz," and he was like, "It's like, oh, you're Jules." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, I want to be on your show." I don't know how his accent sounds like, but he's like, "I want to be on your show," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." It's been.
You should have done it then. You fucked that up. You should have just stuck a phone in his face and just said, "Yeah, talk now, motherfucker."
Yeah, right. Let's do it now.
It was on race day, so I couldn't get him in there. And then Cam Peterson, another phenomenal beast. He used to answer my DMs a lot, but then I guess now that I've become one of them, he's like, "Oh shit, he's gonna want an interview. Fuck, let me not answer him anymore," because he's not a super fan anymore. Now he
must grab his dad, Robbie.
Grab his dad.
His dad is fucking awesome.
Yeah, grab his dad. That's who we need to get with. This is his dad.
All right, and then we'll just inch our way closer.
I
actually want to get in touch with. Wow, I can't believe I forgot his name. The guy that runs Westby with Matthew. Forgot his name. Fuck.
Yeah.
Tig.
Matthew's boss.
Yeah, Matthew's boss. Yeah.
It's Alan Westby. Huh?
Oh no. The fucking the team manager, the bald dude.
No, I don't know.
The one with the glasses. He literally does every interview for Westby.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. Me too.
I keep getting him confused with Stan Bowley.
No, it's...
But I want to talk to those guys too, and just kind of like pick their brain, and hopefully, I mean Stan. So Stan Bowley is the guy for Attack Yamaha. So he's Cam Peterson's direct boss, right? Jay Gagne's direct boss. And he's used to getting on podcasts like that. So if we could get him here, maybe he can entice Cam Peterson to jump on. If we can get what's his name on Westby, maybe we can tap into Matthew Skoltz after that. But we're literally treading around everyone's group just so that we can get into the party. We're trying to be friends with the bodyguards before we get in.
You have to. I'm really pissed off that Petrucci isn't over there.
You talking about Chuck?
Chuck,
you talking about Chuck?
Fucking Chuck, yeah. Yeah. I want to get Chuck on, and if we get Chuck on, then we could get Matthew Skoltz on, because Chuck will bother the shit out of Matthew Skoltz.
Yeah, just phone him. Fuck it. How many times can you avoid your phone calls?
For real. Well, I never try to call him per se. Maybe I should.
I
should just call him on the DMs.
I just called Chris. I called you the other night. I don't give a shit.
That shit was hilarious.
Hey, bro, how you doing? Is he doing all right?
Yeah, that's what.
Maybe I should give him a call.
That's what I do when I reach out to a guest. You know, I just say what I say, and they say yeah, and then I say, well, when can I call you? And they say you can call me blah blah blah, and then next thing I know, we're on the phone for an hour and a half, and we have such a mega great time. They're like, I can't wait, you know, and also I think that brings out a great thing on the podcast, because now they've done established a relationship of a face behind, you know, voice behind. Yeah. Just, you know, chatting on social media or whatever, and then it's a familiar voice on the face when you get on. The only, you know, and then of course I tell them all about Jules, and you know, he's going to be on in the whole nine. So it's just the way that I feel like I connect to everyone and all the guests in that way. I don't know, want to make it special for everyone.
So now for your background, Chris, you need to start getting some .com numbers up in your background behind your head.
Yeah,
get those things, get people to pay for them.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, come on.
But I'm actually at work in the listing room right now. Is where I do my podcast when I'm at work. So yeah, there's actually people. Yeah, we have a Kat. She's here. She's awesome. She's over there actually listening. Helmets are exhaust right now. So
exhaust.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
man.
two-stroke
Send one of them over,
exhaust.
bro. Give me that SC project.
If anybody needs any of that stuff, all you got to do is hit me up, and I'll get you anything you want. Also, man, we got all Alpine Star. Listen, all our Alpine Star stuff is 40% off.
40%.
40%, bro.
That's a deal.
You definitely need to put the web page or the link on a banner behind you. That's for sure.
2WM 3125 Salem Turnpike, Roanoke, Virginia.
Roanoke.
That's it.
But so with the amount of attention that we're trying to get so that we can get these riders on, we have been treading the outside, which has been fun. It's fun talking to these people and getting to know that their stories, getting to know their stories and what brought them to the dance, right? So with all that being said and done, I predict by 2023, especially like midway through 2023, you're gonna see some big names. Like I have a strong feeling that that's gonna happen. And then,
I have no doubt.
Yeah, and then in no time we're gonna be in MotoGP, boy.
I got one in particular. I've been trying to get on for a minute, man. I'm so looking forward to getting them on. I just gotta nail them down.
Dude, that's a lot of people, man.
It is, dude. I got a list. Y'all don't. I showed Jules the list of people I had.
Who's the top of your list?
He said, "Holy shit, dude!" I was like, "Yeah, bro." I got 19 people on the list. The top of my list right now, man, is I want Davey Todd.
Davey Todd.
Davey Todd, yes, my man, Davey Todd. Shout out, dude. I'm telling you, yes. I've talked to him. We talk on WhatsApp. I got his phone number. We talk. Like I said, happy Thanksgiving, blah blah blah. And he was in California. It's just he's so busy. It's just trying to. He said he'd do it. We just gotta
track these dudes down.
Yeah, man, that's gotta,
catch them.
I guess I just feel like, man, I don't want to bug him, right? I'm not trying to just bug. As long as I just stay in his ear every once in a while, hey man, blah 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 blah. Plus, I mean, he top of my list. I'm gonna set it straight right now. Top of the list as far as Europeans go. Okay.
Don't want to spoil the Americans.
No, well, I do, man, because obviously I'm an American and I love all Americans, and there's so many people in the American paddock that I want to have on. It's because I'm such a fanboy. I really, honestly, dude, I really want to get a lot of the girl racers on.
Yep.
Kylie Bayak, Nicole Distro. There's a bunch of them that I've already talked to. I got on the list that I want to get their stories out, because that's something that their stories never get told. Their voice never gets really any recognition at all. And man, women, they're fast.
You know what another approach is that you can try is you must get them to get into pairs. You must get him and his mate on, him and one of his buddies, him and his team manager, or something like that. In that,
get them on the page.
Yeah,
get both of them involved, and get the lesser superstar of the two. Yeah. Really hooked, and then get him to bring his mate with that.
Yeah,
like I would try Cameron's dad first because he's fucking cool. He's awesome. And then if you say to him like, you and your son come on our podcast, like Cameron and his dad.
Yeah, that'd be
just someone and his team manager. Get on to the team manager and say, yeah, bring him with or try.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about that because I want to get a dad racer on here like Yandel Medea's dad, Carlos, and Yandel too, right? But I want to get a dad on here that's raced himself, but also raising a up and coming racer, right? And the struggles he went through as a racer himself, but what the different struggles is of actually being that dad, raising a new, my own racer up and coming, and that whole story, because that's another story that hadn't been tapped into, or you know what I mean.
I was going to Lorenzo's dad if Chicho, Lorenzo and his son do not fucking speak. It's fucking stupid.
I'm pretty sure he'd have a lot to say if he was on this show. Could you?
He does not speak to his son, and he's trained. I can promise you now. There's 3 MotoGP guys. He's trained Martinez. There's a bunch. Chicho Lorenzo is a MotoGP trainer, and his son gives him fuck all credit for it. So he'll be willing to tell the world any platform he can get.
Yeah, so fuck it, why not? Let's do it. But could you imagine?
Don't aim low.
The outlet that we're giving.
Ray, send me his info.
Oh yeah. Let's get
send me his info, Ray, for real. I get him on the pod.
The fact that we've gotten riders on, right, that are so used to just professional interviews. Granted, now American media with these guys has gotten a little bit more loose, but not as loose as us. So it's like the riders that we've had, and in the beginning, they're all just like, giving us some sort of like professional like nods and like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then 15 minutes in, fuck all. Like they become themselves. They try to match our energy. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Now, could you imagine this on a MotoGP scale, right? Like let's say we got fucking, who's the guy that likes to talk a lot? Alicia Spargo on right now, right? That motherfucker will be saying some shit that he normally would not say in an interview, and that's what kind of is the culture that I'm trying to establish.
Talking about
here.
Kissing men in the mouth. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I would never do that. Yeah, I'd never do that. I'd say congratulations, cheers, mate. Let's have a beer. I ain't kissing you in the mouth. I mean,
Jorge Martin, little spicy Martinator. What's
going on with that?
He literally has the worst nickname in MotoGP.
You are not shitting me. The Martin. What the fuck?
That's such a garbo nickname, and he's such a dog.
Garbage name.
Like he's a badass motherfucker. I like
badass motherfucker. I do. He's got a garbage name, but I've said this. Ask Jules. I've said this. He's got I think he's more talented than Bastianini as far as just raw talent go, but he just don't have it together like Bastianini's got it together, right?
Yeah, it's not refined sugar yet.
No, it's not. It's not.
He'll get there.
He'll get there.
I think the guy to watch next year is going to be our drive like a bastard, Mr. Bastianini. He's going to feel fuck all for anybody next year. And I don't think he means shit. He's going to give it the full nuts. He's
like, what team
he's going to shit down Pecco's throat for sure next year. I've been saying that too.
I don't think Pecco's going to keep the championship next year.
No,
I don't think so.
No, I don't.
Pecco got a lucky break this year. I can't say like lucky in terms of his skill, but I mean like he got a lucky break that Fabio was performing as bad as he was performing, and the fact that nobody was really too close besides Fabio. So Pecco he was just in the right place at the right time, performing a-okay. But once Bastianini comes to town in 2023, I think all that shit goes out the window.
I think that I mean, dude, look, man, Pecco come back from a 90-point deficit. Nobody's ever done that, right? So you got to give him credit for his riding ability to stay within the game and to be able to come back from that deficit. I just don't think like he to me, I like Pecco. He just don't have that raw fucking I want to rip your head off shit down your throat. I'm gonna do what it takes to win it. Like at the last race of the year, them couple laps that him and Fabio got into, I was like, yes, finally, let's fucking duke it out, right? And then once Fabio made that mistake and he fell behind, he just kind of like let up his pace and basically did what he had to do, and he didn't show that Spartan determination that I really wanted to see. Where Bastianini,
they all just do nice. For real. It's because they've been buddies since they've been fucking 10 years old.
Yeah, man. That's fine to be buddies, man, but talk shit, show it for the camera. What happened to like I said back in the day when Valentino Rossi told Sette Juvenile, you will never win another race. I mean, that's fucking ballsy, right? To even say that. And what happened? He never won another race. I mean, even to be able to back that up is fucking crazy.
Talking about the Rossi Juvenile.
You don't get that shit anymore. When Casey, oh, my dogs want to eat something. When Casey told Rossi that he ran out of talent.
yeah. His ambition outweighed his talent. Yeah, that was hilarious. So to me, Stoner, to me, I'm gonna set the record straight, man. Stoner, to me, still to this day, had the most raw talent of any motorcycle racer I've ever seen.
I agree.
Straight up, hands down, above Valentino Rossi, above Marc Marquez, above Kevin Schwantz, Mick Doohan, dude, Casey Stoner. Casey Stoner, if you're listening, we want you on the pod. You, my friend, are fucking mega.
Australians and Americans, man.
You're gonna have to ask Casey's wife if you can come on first.
Casey's wife, shit, be like, yo, what's good?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, man, dude?
So. But Stoner, man, Stoner was the rider that you don't see this now. You don't. Stoner would go out in the first couple laps and set a lap record and basically sit in the pits for 30 minutes because nobody could even touch his lap time. He didn't have to do nothing. He just basically he was phenomenal, man, fucking phenomenal. And if he wouldn't retired,
piece of shit.
Yeah. If Stoner would not have retired in 2012, Marc Marquez wouldn't have as many championships as he has. And that's a fact, fellas.
Oh,
fuck with me.
Fact bomb. Chris, the show Simko, with a show-stopping quote. If it weren't for Casey Stoner retiring in 2012,
that's it.
Marc Marquez wouldn't have as many championships as he had. So, Mark, you ain't that good. Nah.
Mark's good, man.
Mark's
Come on,
good.
man.
Mark's amazing.
He is amazing.
Mark,
but he's a Stoner amazing.
When
I saw Mark with a bunch of needles in his arm today.
Yeah?
I mean, yeah.
Are they finally
like you see that
shit?
Yeah. What acupuncture or something?
Yeah.
Was he ripping that arm?
Right. So speaking of Mark, next season we're gonna have presumably a healthy Marc Marquez. How detrimental is that to the competition?
Not detrimental at all. It's brilliant.
Well,
it's brilliant.
I mean,
same thing. MotoGP is the same without a healthy Marquez.
Okay.
He has to be there. He has to be there because we all know his talent. He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
you
let's
might
just
not
all
like
go back.
you can't say the guy's not talented. He's freaking. He's a legend and
a gangster.
So he has to be there. In order for you to have a world championship, when he's not there, if he's not there, your world championship means shit as far as I'm concerned. I feel Mir can feel like that. He's the guy. Fuck.
Somebody had to be the guy, right? But at the end of the day, man, let's just keep it real. Mir still won the championship, right? It was a bullshit season. Everybody agrees. Everybody that loves MotoGP like we do, and Moto America and everybody, all the other, right? But man, it's like that whole season without Marquez, man, it was just completely different. Even, the year after when he was still gone for most of the year, even when he come back, nobody seemed to push the edge like Mark did when he was there, right? Everybody was kind of pussyfooting around. He's going to do it this week or whatever. Nobody every weekend, when Mark shows up, it's fuck you. I'm a win. I'm a shit down your throat. I'm a come on the inside, sliding, saving a crash, pick it back up, and just pull out. And you just ain't gonna see me no more, right? Without that, without him, we haven't had that. Everybody, like you guys already said,
it's been so
on the weekend, right? We don't want that, man. That's not what we're here for.
I mean, the fight between Pecco and Fabio has been okay. It's not World Superbike entertaining, but it's been okay. And hello.
So hola, ciao, tutti.
Hello. So with Mark coming back, I think it's looking scary. Healthy, again, assuming a healthy, loose, hopefully comfortable. He says he's really uncomfortable on that bike, but I think when it comes to the season and that red light shuts off, I think all that flies out the window and Mark is Mark. So with him coming back, does that shake up your top five?
I think we're going to see it at the Sepang test because he walked out of the last test.
He did. That's a good point, right? He did. He walked. He got so pissed off at Honda, he just left. He's like, "Fuck it, y'all deal with this piece of shit."
So
basically, that's what he said. I can't win a championship on this fucking turd.
Yep.
I'm going home. Fix it.
If he gets onto the bike in Sepang and it's still the same piece of shit, I think he's got enough money. He doesn't give a shit about a contract.
No, he'll leave Honda. KTM will pick him up, and that'll be that, right? So
another orange.
Ducati will put 9 bikes on to get him there.
18 bikes, god damn it! Right. Who's your top 5 in the MotoGP Championship in 2023?
Top 5.
Top 5 right now.
Right off the top of your head. Top 5 in 2023
in order, like starting with the champion and then trickle down.
1, 2, 3,
shit.
4.
Damn right. 5. Good luck, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much for that one,
Chris. You sack of shit.
I'm a beautiful sack of shit, though.
Hell yeah! Look at that face. Look at that shirt. What?
I'm gonna have to go with the beast. Somewhere, if it's in order, then I'm going to be completely wrong. But Enea, Brad and Jack,
Ooh.
and then the Pramac guys. But Rossi's brother, man, there's something that's so stupidly quiet about that kid. And when he's on, he's on.
Yes, I agree. Luca's.
It's going to be a lot of. I have to put the KTMs in there. I think Brad and Jack are going to kick ass this year. I have to. They are going to. But between them, I don't know where Fabio's. I don't know what the Yamaha's engine is going to be like. I don't know what the Hondas are going to be like.
So what you're saying is right.
Like from today, like as we are today, Yamaha shit.
As we are
Honda shit.
Yeah.
So
the Ducatis are leading everything, and what we saw in the test, that everybody's happy with the KTM, and Brad and Jack are happy with the KTM. So that's why.
And Oliveira's happy with the Aprilia too. He looked really good on that.
Oh, we haven't even spoken about that little fellow.
Our little fellow.
Our little Portuguese friend on the Aprilia.
Let's speak about Miguel Oliveira.
the stepsister fucker.
Hey, she's just a stepsister. It's still
She's
okay.
Apparently, they've been at it. They've been at it since they were 14. Bro, the amount of shit that you can hide behind your parents' back at 14. But we're not going to get into that. At least not yet. But yeah, what about Miggy?
Miguel's good. Miguel's good. If he gels with the Aprilia, he's going to be in the top 5. Oh. I think he's going to be ahead of. He's going to be ahead of.
Alex Espargaro.
He's going to be ahead of Alex.
Yes.
Do you think guys that
depends on what Maverick is going to Maverick? We saw signs of Maverick good, and we saw signs of Maverick old shit coming back. So I don't think Maverick is going to be much of a fight this year.
I've been a fan of Maverick, okay? I get asked this.
I'm a great fan of his when he was on a Suzuki, but then he fucked it all up.
He became
he did, but my thing with Maverick, man, is like, dude, he's such a fucking brilliant rider. He really is, okay? But his whole thing is, it's like Franco Morbidelli, man. He's in his fucking own head. If he can get out of his own head, he would be brilliant.
Morbidelli was a shit show this year.
Yeah, I mean, but he still did good, right? So it's look, so it's I can see to where an older rider as Paul, as Maverick being on, of course, he's been with Yamaha for a while, and Suzuki's a lot of the same riding style, right? And then you go transition. So your riding style has been progressed and been set in stone in your head for X amount of years, right? Long period of time. Mm-hmm. Now you get on a bike that's a V4, it's completely different. And now your whole riding style's got to change, right? So that's a whole nother mental step you got to find within inside yourself to make that extra 2, 3, 4 tenths or whatever it is to be back at the front, right?
Right. That's
that challenge. And on top of that, that bad relationship he had with Yamaha and that bad marriage coming out of that and being happy again, there's times he's found that brilliance, right? Because we've seen him on the podium and we've seen him in top 5 in qualifying, right? Which is brilliant. It's glad to see him back, his smile. So whether he can do that again next year mentally and how he's changed I think is going to predict his outcome of the season like it has been the past several years. As far as Yamaha goes, to me, Cal said their engine was super fast. It was mega fast. We all know Fabio was like, what the fuck is this? Basically like Mark, right? So nobody knows the real story of what happened, if the engine didn't get shipped, if it got lost in translation. I mean, maybe they stuck a Honda engine in it. Nobody fucking knows. I'm just saying, I don't know. A Suzuki engine, right? Nobody knows. They might have stuck a Suzuki engine in it, right?
They're probably
right? You never know. So, I think it's going to be a brilliant year. I'd like to, I think my top 5, just real quick, I'm going to go with Ray, right? I'm going to go Bastianini the Beast, 100% the Beast.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Beast. I'm going to go Bender, like he said. I'm going to go Miguel Oliveira 4th. And I'm actually going to put Johan Zarco in 3rd. I think this year, Johan Zarco, and I've said this, and I've had such high hopes for him, man. I just think that this is going to be the year that he needs to either shit or really get off the pot.
If Zarco doesn't do it this year, then he's out.
Right. He's so
bit
fast.
Yeah, because for a little bit in that season, he was the most consistent Ducati rider.
Absolutely.
For a little bit. And then when you see he's like pole top 5, podium top 5, podium top 5, I'm like, holy shit! The resurgence. That was my nickname for Johan Zarco. I called him the resurgence because he hit this stride in his career where it's like he's comfortable on the bike. And I've been waiting for a Johan Zarco backflip. There was a couple of races where I thought he was going to take it, but that last minute clutch mentality to close out the race just wasn't there. Piggybacking or pedaling back to Aprilia real quick. Did we see Alicia Spargaro's best year to date? And
yes.
Is that the only thing that he has in the tank? Are we ever going to see anything like that from him ever again?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. He's got too much else going on. I think he's going to become like he wants to be the captain of that team.
Mm-hmm.
And
he is the captain.
I'm the captain now.
I just can't see. I can't see him doing any more than that. I can tell you what's going to bite Chris and I in the arse later on is that not one of us said Martini in our top 5. We are going to get fucked up by people for that.
I think that Martin's got a chip on his shoulder now, and he's not going to stay with Ducati. He's mad as fuck at Ducati, which I don't blame him, right? Yeah. Because it's
not a factory Ducati.
Well, this is my thing, though, man. This is where Ducati fucks up, man. You can't tell. I'm gonna get it between these two people. You know how much more pressure that puts on the riders during the season, man. You know, and that also builds a hatred between them two, which is what we.
What I say by a factory Ducati, I just want to tell you, the Pramac Ducati that Martin's riding, is a factory Ducati. It's just the livery that's changed. So
yeah,
yes, it is.
It's full. It's exactly the same as Pecca's bike.
It is.
I'd put Mark on my top 5. A healthy Mark Marquez on my top 5.
It depends on the Honda, though, man. That's just the thing, though. Even though you got a healthy Mark Marquez, if it's still the same Honda that he walked out of the test on, he's not going to be able, because he's not going to risk his life no more riding a bike that he has no feel for. He's just not going to do it. That's why he left.
I understand that. I guess I'm looking at more from a champion's mentality standpoint, where it's like, yo, if this is the shit that I got to deal with, then fuck it. Let's will this thing to the finish line.
I see the old Mark that, the new Mark, no. Absolutely not.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the new Mark, no. And that's why he left the test.
There's a fine line between those two, because it's the old Mark and the new Mark. There's a fine line between them, because he's still a racer, and he's still – I just don't think that – I think that if Honda at least give him something that he wants, he'll be okay. If they make a step, but if they don't make a step, I don't think he's going to risk his life on that piece of shit anymore.
No, he's not.
If they make a step, he'll risk his life on it. But if they don't, I don't think he will.
Well, you can also tell by the interviews he's been given since he's been back, you know, and his mentality and the way he answers them is completely different than the old Mark, right?
Yeah.
He's like, now I realize my injuries. Now I realize that, you know, this and that. So the old Mark wouldn't have, fuck it. I'm win it or bin it, bitch. Pin the gas all the way. Yeah, facts.
Like, you could use Mark's hand as your guys,
right?
Put it as
simple. Pin the gas, because that's what the fucker did, and he never let go until the real slide. And that's what he did. Once he finds that edge, then he's on that edge the whole time. So he would go flat out and find the edge that would let go, and then he'd go, okay, 1 millimeter less, and that's where he rode, and that's what made him brilliant.
Facts.
If he doesn't have confidence,
then fuck off.
If it's going to spit him off like it spat him off a few times this year, like with no warning, he doesn't like it.
No.
Right. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, the 2023 season is going to be really exciting. Gentlemen, we did hit the 1 hour mark, so I just want to say thank you, Mr. Ray Hendy, for hopping on and giving us your 2 cents from the other side of the globe, what you feel about this beautiful sport that we have and this amazing podcast that I started, Chris built, and we worked as a team. So thank you so much.
Been an absolute pleasure too.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I love saying that Chris literally built this thing. He built it.
Thank you.
He's the guy that runs a lot of the guests, like 90% of the guests that we have on here, getting you on here. I specifically requested you. I was like, yo, we need to get this motherfucker on the podcast, yeah. So again, I just want to give my flowers out to Mr. Chris to show Simko, Ray Hendy.
Thank you.
Raging Ray Hendy, the gasoline cowboy himself. Thank you so much for being on the show. And if you guys have anything that you want to say, please leave in the comments down below. We would love to know your feedback. It's always been fun every time we're on the show, and it feels like therapy. So without further ado, I am Cool Jules. That is Miss Mr. Chris, the whole effing show, Simco, and the Gasoline Cowboy, Raging Ray Hendy. Thank you so much.